Hey everyone, it's Anthony here from Weekend Garage. Today I'll be showing you guys on how to delete your Ram air suspension or on your Jeep Grand Cherokee with Alfaobd. So once you've physically removed the air suspension from your vehicle, the 4 struts, the compressor, and the tank, you can then do this tutorial, which we're going to show you step by step from hardware connection to every single programming step required in order to remove the errors you get on your gauge cluster or your check engine lights or any lights related to that. We're going to remove it once and for all with today's step-by-step tutorial. It's very easy. All the hardware and software required are listed in the description below, and I'll show you guys in this video what you need and where to connect it to depending on your model year. So today's vehicle is a 2020 Rebel, which we are doing a demonstration on. So if you have a 5th gen Ram, which is 2018 plus, you are going to need these parts right here. So first off, you're going to need a bypass cable from us and an Alfaobd reader. So these two products, alongside deleting your air suspension model, it also does diagnostics. It clears codes, and you can retrofit other items in your vehicle, such as the larger Uconnect 5 or any other options that didn't come from factory. You can program it with a one-time purchase. These two and the software are listed in the description below, so you can click directly or just go on our website, weekendgarage.com, and it'll have everything you need for Alfaobd and other accessories. So let's do a quick unboxing and how to connect these two together. So you're going to open our package. We have our contact information there if you need to reach us. Open it up. First, the cable. And we're going to open our reader. Take it apart. Dump it out. It only goes in one way. So there's 3 heads on here. I'm going to grab the bigger head and connect it this way. It only goes in one way, so there's no way to mess this up. It's very user friendly, and you can do this at home as seen in our tutorial today. Once you make the connection there, I'll show you the second part, how it connects to the truck. So if you have a Ram that's 2018 plus, but it's the classic body, which is the 4th gen Ram, so if you have that body, the security gateway module, which this cable connects to, is behind the cluster here. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys where it connects to on the 5th gen Ram, which is below the knee area. So in our 2018 plus vehicle, we're going to look under the driver's side knee area. We're going to look up. So as we're looking up, this is the module we're trying to pull out. There's no other ones here, so we're going to reach up, press on the quick disconnect right here. Just press down and pull out. Same for the other one. Comes out really easily. These are the 2 tabs. After that, we're going to grab these 2 connectors and plug in our cable. They only go in one way, so there's no way to mess this up. After you've made a successful connection, you should see a red light, which means the product is now powered and ready for us to connect. Okay, now on our Android device, I'm going to show right here on the screen, step by step on what we're going to do. So first off, we're going to open our settings and go into Bluetooth on your phone. So once you go into settings, Bluetooth, your menu should look similar to this. We're going to go on available devices where you scan for new devices. You can hit scan on the top right corner or wherever your scan button is, and you should see Weekend Garage listed as one of the available devices. We're now going to click on it. It's going to ask for a PIN code. The PIN code is going to be 1234. So 1234. Hit pair. Give it some time while they communicate. Now that it's paired, you should see it on paired devices. It's in all caps. And we're now ready to open Alfaobd in order to do the programming. So we have Alfaobd open here, as you guys can see on the screen. We're going to hit the Bluetooth button on the top left of the application. So once you hit that, we're going to look for Weekend Garage, which is right here on the bottom, 3rd one from the bottom. We're going to click on that. It's going to say connecting on the top right. And I'll show you guys live if it's on the status. So it's going to ask you if you want to set it as a default device. We're going to set it as default. Now it says connected to weekend garage, and we're now ready to do the programming. So depending on the vehicle you're connecting to, if you're doing your Jeep Grand Cherokee, you can click on Jeep, car model, and select your Cherokee there, and your years. You can just take the RAM model that we're doing and reference it onto the Jeep. Since most of our users are on Rams, we're going to show it on the RAM model, but it's going to be exactly the same on a Jeep. Just the initial menu will be different. So click on select car model. We're on Dodge Ram, which is on the middle left. And then we're going to click on 1500 DT. DT as in 5th gen, DS is the 4th gen. So it's the same if you have a 4th gen. We're going to hit select function. And then we're going to hit body computer right there. After that, we're going to click on select control unit. You're going to find your year. Ours is 2020. We're going to click on that and hit connect. So even if it's the incorrect year, it'll jump to the correct year. After that, it says connected to body module. We're now going to look on the bottom right of the screen with the car hood open. So once you click on the car hood open, we're going to look up top. It says select procedure to start. Click on that. We're going to scroll down all the way down, and we're going to look for backup vehicle configuration to file. Click on that and hit start. So before you make any changes on Alfaobd to your vehicle, we want to make sure we back up the original copy in case you do get curious and start changing things that aren't on the tutorial and something glitches out. If you follow our tutorial step by step, there will never be a glitch in your vehicle. It's only if you start turning your car into a police vehicle and changing random stuff that you don't know, that's when it'll glitch out. But it's good to have a backup of the vehicle in case you want to install your air suspension or something down the lines. It's just for safety. So after that, we're going to click on the same drop down. After you click start, it'll say procedure complete, and you can then get back out. After that, we're going to click on car configuration change. After you click on that, your menu should look something like this. We're going to click on select option. Once you click on select option, there's a search bar up top. We're going to type in air. And after you get into air, we're going to find one called air suspension control module, which is vehicle config number 7. Click on that. Scroll down. Now that we're in this menu, you can select a value. Click on that. We're going to click no. Hit start. If you click on that, it should disable it. Once you click on it, hit start. It'll change the status of the component to no. Once it's complete, it'll say procedure completed right there on the bottom, as you can see. After that, we are going to do the next item. So click on this middle section where we can look for the different programming. Now we're going to look for tire. Once you type tire in, customer menu 1, tire jack mode, CSM present. We're going to click on that. So this is to disable the tire jack mode on your Uconnect screen. If you ever need to change out your tire to a spare on the air suspension, you can click a button and it'll drop the truck down. So now that we've removed the air suspension, we can disable this. Once you're in this menu, select value, click on that, and hit no. Mine's already no because we don't have air suspension in this vehicle. But if you did, you're just going to hit start until it says procedure completed. Then you'll see the current status of the component on the screen. It'll change from yes to no. After we've completed that, we're now going to click on the same menu and search for a different option. Next up, we're going to look up transport. So transport mode CSM present, click on that. Scroll down, select value, we're going to hit no. Once again, mine's already no because we don't have air suspension here, but yours will say yes as you are deleting it in your truck or Jeep. Once you click on that, it'll say procedure completed, and we're on to the next menu. So click on this again, go on the search bar, and the next one is called wheel. Once you search wheel, we are going to look for one called wheel alignment CSM present. So click on that. This is for when you do wheel alignments, you can set your vehicle onto service mode so the shop can align your truck properly. So now we're going to hit on select value and click no. Once you click no, give it some time. It says procedure completed. We're now going to move on to the next one. Now we're back on the search menu. We're going to look for one called ASCM right there. It's called ASCM PT Chassis Net Air Suspension Control Module. Click on that. This is your main air suspension control module. We're now going to disable it. So hit not enabled. Once you hit that, we have now changed majority of the settings. There is one more remaining. Now that's not enabled. Go back on the search bar, and the next one we're going to look up is the air suspension warning. So right there, cust set menu 1, air suspension warning CSM present. We're going to click on that. After that, we're going to go on select value and hit no. Hit start. So now when you disable this, it's going to disable the warnings you get from the different heights on your air suspension, or if your compressor is overheating, or if there's any faults with your air suspension. So after you've deleted, let's see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After you've turned off 6 of these items on your RAM, it is now fully disabled on the software side. That is how you disable fully your air suspension system on Alfaobd, as you've seen on this step-by-step. It's very easy. And if there's still any errors on your vehicle, we're now going to go on to the check. So on the bottom of the screen, beside the car with the hood open, we're going to hit on check, which is the my faults on the screen. So what we're going to do is read all faults. And then if you click on this drop down, it'll tell you the faults that deleting the module or whatever you've done, the faults will show up here. We're now going to hit clear faults. So it's going to tell you make sure engine is off and key is in the vehicle. Hit yes. So now that we've cleared all the air suspension faults, your vehicle is now fully air suspension free, and the computer will tell it that it is on steel springs and not air suspension. So you will no longer get any errors related to it. That is if you've removed the fuses required for your vehicle. Every truck is different in terms of generation. So 4th gen and 5th gen has different fuse locations. So if you want to refer to your owner's manual, it'll tell you the 2 fuse locations for your truck or your Jeep. Or you can just search on Google. So in order to get the most accurate fuse location, you type in your year and air suspension fuse removal, it'll give you the number online. Since there's so many different fuses, I don't want to guide you guys in the wrong direction. Whereas in terms of software programming, it is the same for all years and all models. So hopefully this helped you guys out, as I know there's lots of people that are deleting their air suspension as your mileage goes up. They don't want to deal with the airbags, compressor failures, or airlines. So let me know if this video helped you guys out. And if you guys have any questions, once again, you can leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you guys in the next one.